We are learning about BLoC state management with Flutter. To make the learning experience more interesting, we are using the Flutter Flame system to make games with Flutter. But the purpose is to learn how to use BLoC. The previous video, we added animation to these gems. And prior to that, there's a way to see the different types of gems here. So we have the green gem that's nicely spinning. And we have the pink soul crystal here that's also spinning. But Pinkie, who is the hero of our story, is not... the arms and legs of Pinkies are not moving. So let's take care of that now. We've always wanted Pinkie to run, and so when we first started developing the game, Pinkie is actually a sprite sheet. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 12 frames in Pinkie. But we're only using the first frame here. So let's go take a look at Pinkie. Pinkie is what we're calling an actor here. And we're just grabbing the first frame of Pinkie when we load it. So instead of a sprite component, we're going to make Pinkie be a Sprite Animation Component. And the Sprite Animation Component doesn't use a sprite, it uses a sprite animation. So we'll have to add the data. So let's go var maybe run data, so it's clear. Sprite animation data sequenced, and the amount will be 12. The step time I'm going to set to 0.05. 0.05. You can play around with this for the speed that you want. And each texture will be vector2 all 30. I know it's 32 by 32 pixels. When we open up the file, the original file name was 32x32, so that's how I know. You can also just open up in a image editor to see, or there's many ways to figure out the size of the original sprite. Okay. So we'll load the image. And what do we call it? Oh, it's right here. Pinkie run. Pinkie run.png and import flame. So I imported this one. Okay, we got our run data. We have our run image. And now we can set up the animation. Maybe we'll just make a run animation equals sprite animation from frame data. We have our run image, and we have our run data. Okay, I'll run the super method, super.update dt. And now Pinkie is running, looking a little bit better. Boom, boom. Okay. So I'm going to delete the sprite since we're not going to use it. And I will turn off the debug to make Pinkie just look even more awesome. And then we'll see game ref. So let's check on the position of the joystick. Game ref dot joystick dot delta 0 is less than 0. And let's create a Boolean variable for when Pinkie starts. Bool flipped equals false. So in the update, we're going to check to see whether the joystick is, being to the left here. So it's less than 0, and if it's not already flipped, then we will flip it. Flip horizontally around center, which is, this is part of the position component, right? So we're grabbing it from the position component package, this flip horizontally around center. And then we'll set the flipped to true. And then let's go down one, else. If it's already flipped, and we'll flip it, flip horizontal around center, and set the flipped to false. So now if you do a hot restart, you see that his face does move a little. When he's running to the left. So I'm going to change this animation to a variable to hold the running animation. Okay. Sprite animation, run animation, and we'll run animation. I'll set the animation. So this animation is from the Sprite Animation Component, right? So this one right here is built in. I'll set it to the run animation. I'm going to grab the idle animation. We're using Pixel Adventure from Pixel Frog. That's the name of the artist on itch.io. And the playlist has a link to the graphics for Pixel Frog. What does Pixel Frog have to say? So maybe he's asking to rate it 5 stars if you like it. And we're using Pinkman from Pixel Frog. Okay. So you notice how it has 32 by 32 in the original file name. That's how I know what it is. Okay, I'm going to copy it in. I don't know if I'm going to use this hit. I'm not really sure what it does. Maybe I won't use the hit. Just use the idle. So a lot of pink here. Pinkie idle. Got some advice from my daughter on the name of the character. Solid advice. Solid. Okay, we're going to make an idle animation for Pinkie. All right, let's go to pinkie.dart, the code, and let's set up a animation for idle. Late final sprite animation idle animation, and we need to now create the idle animation. Idle data equals sprite animation data sequenced. In this one there's 11 if you count it. I'll make the step time the same, 0.05, and the texture size is the same, right? Because the spreadsheet file name itself had 32 by 32. So it's vector 2 all, and it's 32. So at this point we're cooking along because we know exactly what to do, right? So there's run image here. You can probably figure it out yourself. You could pause the video. So it's idle image equals await flame.images.load, and it's Pinkie idle.png. Maybe Flutter Flame get just to be safe. Okay, now we can create the idle animation. Idle animation equals sprite animation from frame data. Image is idle image, and the data is idle data. Very good. So now in the update, we just need to check if the joystick is basically not moving, or moving a very small degree. So if GameRef dot joystick, so the joystick is from the game, it's a variable that we created and we assigned to the joystick in the Pinkie game file. Delta, so the delta is from the joystick component, it's built in. So if it's greater than some small value, right? So 0.01. So basically not moving, but your thumb might be on it, right? So it may be moving kind of slightly. And GameRef joystick delta dot 0. Oops. The first element is less than 0.01. Then we will set the animation to the idle animation equals idle animation. I forgot a minus sign. Okay. How's Pinkie looking? Okay. He looks idle now. And he's kind of not running. And wow, I must be tired. Okay, I never set the animation back to the run animation. Okay, we finally have the effect that we want. So Pinkie's running, Go Pinkie go. And Pinkie can collect these great gems for us. Thanks, Pinkie. Pinkie's idle here. She's just kind of bobbing up and down. I'm not really sure why he's bobbing up and down, but that's what the animation looks great, by the way. Thanks, Frog Pixel. And our little gems work here. These gems are just awesome. When the gem is first created, I'm going to attempt to grab the state of the block dot score block dot state dot gem type. We'll just switch it. Switch. Okay, is this still going to work? Alright, so the problem is occurring if something in your game sets it to a different gem. And then the default gem type is the red blood crystal, right? So hopefully it's the green gem, right? Okay, appears to work. So let's set it to the soul crystal, not the envy lens. So something in your game, like some action, will probably be setting it. This is just a test to see what. Okay, appears to be working. Beautiful. So we have Pinkie running, but I'm going to convert this into a Sprite Animation Group component. Like this. And we're going to have to make a few minor changes. So one minor change is that there's no animation, there's a set of animations. But before we can maybe make these animations, let's create an enum to hold the different types of animations. Enum Pinkie animation state. Let's create two right now. So there's idle and running. And for the animations, let's set up a map here. So the first one is Pinkie animation state dot running, and we'll set it to the run animation. Oops. And the next one is Pinkie animation state dot idle, and we'll set this one to the idle animation, and we'll set the current will be the Pinkie animation state dot maybe idle when it first starts. idle. So in here, we'll make the current Pinkie animation state dot idle. And we'll make the current here Pinkie animation state dot running. Okay. And Pinkie still looking good. Alright, you should be in a good position to create your own fantastic game. So have a great day. Enjoy it. You've earned it.